Ever since the first frequent flyer scheme was devised in 1980, airline passengers have cherished the opportunity to travel for free as a hard-earned reward for all those long delays and red-eye flights. But using frequent flyer points has become steadily less rewarding. You may have to pay hundreds of dollars in taxes, fees and fuel surcharges to get a free seat. And with planes flying fuller, the airlines have fewer seats to give away to loyal passengers. Businessman Bryden Nelson has spent so much of his time and money up in the air that he's got gold card status with British Airways. Last year he spent around $70,000 with the airline. He's also accrued hundreds of thousands of Avios points, BA's frequent flyer currency. But when he tried to spend them...
I mean, if I went online now, onto the BA website and went on to spend Avios and clicked in from Gatwick to Paphos and gave them my date window, I can guarantee there won't be anything there.
Travel patterns mean that business class to the island of Cyprus in summer should be reasonably empty, but Bryden can't find a single seat for the month of July.
And the other side, there was nothing in August or September. And I believe there's probably not a seat available all year.
And even searches for long-haul destinations like London to Sydney were unsuccessful. We asked BA for an interview, but the airline declined and instead gave us this statement. We're very sorry that this particular customer was unable to use his Avios to book the flight that he wanted. Paphos and Sydney are very high-demand destinations for both commercial customers and those looking to book Avios redemption seats. Unfortunately, because these routes are so popular, some customers may find themselves unable to use their Avios to book seats if they leave it too late. Singapore was the destination for Jane and John Ward, whose son lives and works in the city-state.
It's going to be his 30th birthday. He's been living out there for the last 5 years. So, yeah, we're really excited about going out to visit him.
So they got online to see what was available. They were quoted $1,200 for the flight. When they sought to use their KrisFlyer points, it showed they'd need to buy some additional miles, and the screen showed a price of around $900. But when their credit card statement appeared...
As soon as I opened up the statement, I thought to myself, running down it, shock horror.
They discovered that in fact they'd been charged $1,600 each. So what happened? Well, Jane and John didn't have quite enough KrisFlyer points to redeem for 2 round trips to Singapore, so they opted to top them up at a rate of $40 per 1,000 miles. That explains the figure they saw on screen, but it didn't include the taxes and fees that apply to frequent flyer bookings. In the end, they paid 1/3 more for the privilege of redeeming their points than if they'd simply used cash.
At no time did we see anything that was apparent on the website that said that it was actually going to cost more. We didn't ever see the price of $1,070 coming up on the screen in front of us. Otherwise, if it had, we wouldn't have gone ahead with it.
The airline said the couple could cancel with a penalty of $25, but they'd lose the KrisFlyer points they bought at considerable expense.
Yeah, I was just amazed that they would allow you to do this and go ahead and book it. But being a KrisFlyer regular account holder with them and everything, it should have, sort of triggered it and said, well, the commercial ticket, which you could buy online, is cheaper than what you were paying.
The airline declined to be interviewed and instead gave us this statement. Singapore Airlines values all its KrisFlyer members and seeks to provide them with a range of award redemption opportunities. Our customers have a range of fares to compare from, both for redemption and commercial bookings. On this occasion, commercial bookings would clearly have been the better option. Jane and John still don't understand why that simple reality wasn't revealed during the booking process, but I was at least able to bring them some good news. I've just heard from Singapore Airlines. I'm delighted to say that after we got involved, they have decided to refund all your points, all the money you paid, and allow you to buy for cash the tickets to Singapore that you originally saw at the price that you were quoted then. How do you feel about that?
We're absolutely delighted, and we're looking forward to the 29th of August when we can fly out.
So how do you maximise the value of your loyalty points? First of all, if you can, book early, ideally as soon as the seats are released, up to 355 days before departure. Next, consider buying the cheapest economy ticket and using your points to upgrade, saving a fortune on normal business class fares. And finally, keep looking. Airlines often release a few reward seats shortly before departure. Meanwhile, customers remain baffled about the way airlines can ride roughshod over passenger loyalty.
I'm dismayed at the appalling way the Avios scheme is run. I simply cannot plan to go anywhere at a specific time based on getting an air miles ticket.
This was the pricing.
I won't bother with these frequent flyer miles or anything like that. I'll just purely and simply go onto the website, whatever I'm shown at the time, then I'll book the ticket at that price. It just, you know, it's a hassle.